I filmed this video in November, and November has honestly always been one of my favorite months, despite the fact that growing up, there was kind of a lot of stress surrounding it due to school and finals and exams. But I have vivid memories of me being in high school around this time of year and being on the bus, looking out the window, knowing that when I got home, I had a lot of homework and studying to do, but in that moment, I was happy. I had my music playing, and I would kind of watch the seasons change, taking the same bus route every single day, but started to look different as the year went on. The changing of seasons always brought me into the present moment, no matter the amount of stress I was feeling. I was always able to return to myself in those moments. Growing up in California, the seasons don't really drastically change, but I think because of that, I was always able to notice the subtle shifts. I didn't need to see a million leaves falling on the ground to know that it was fall. I would look out the window as we would drive down Hollywood Boulevard, and I would maybe see one or two trees, some leaves falling. People would start to wear sweaters, even if it wasn't really that cold, and maybe it was just for the vibes, but I knew that something was changing, and that was my anchor. I think that's why this time of year has a special place in my heart, not just because of holidays and celebrations, but because it takes me back to these memories of being in high school and finding beauty even in the stressful times of life. Even though I wasn't really consciously aware of it, looking outside that window and watching my environment reminded me to just be here now and take a breath, take it all in. A reminder that I rarely gave myself at the time, but as I've reflected on this little story I'm telling, it reminds me that sometimes our past selves can really teach us a lot, even when we think we've completely outgrown them. I want to continue to cultivate that quality of finding beauty through all seasons of life and finding moments to pause, be content, and notice the subtle magic that does surround me, no matter what I may be experiencing in my head. Hello, my loves. I feel like it's been a minute since I have sat down and created a video. I have honestly really missed creating consistently on here and interacting with you guys, but life has been pretty busy. I have been putting just a lot of energy into teaching yoga and also navigating my direction in life and my path and what I want to do and all of those things. So that's what's been going on over here. I think the last time that I posted on here was in October. It wasn't that long ago, but it was last month, and You guys, October was a month. It was a little bit of a harder month for me, but I think it was also really beneficial and needed because I learned a lot of lessons that I needed and that I'm applying now. And this month has been great so far, or it's been great. I'm gonna say it's been great and it's gonna continue to be great. So yeah, I've been feeling good these days, feeling connected and more grounded. Today is Thursday, November 21st, and I have no idea where this vlog is gonna go. I never do when I make these types of videos. I kind of just record. I have some fun days ahead. It's been getting a little cooler here, as cool as it can be in California, right? I also want to say thank you to those who have been coming to my donation-based yoga classes. I've been doing some classes just out in nature in the LA area, so if you're interested and you're out here, then you can check it out on my Instagram. I also have a yoga Instagram that I'll link below. I did one a few days ago and I actually met 2 people that watch my videos, which was so cool. And it's been wonderful and I've really been enjoying teaching and starting this journey. So thank you to those who've been supporting. I really appreciate it and I'm excited to do more. I've been having a pretty chill morning. I did a workout earlier. Today is gonna be a nice little wholesome day. One of my friends is gonna come over and we're gonna cook together, which is gonna be really fun. But yeah, that's what's going on today and let's get into it. Shroud wife. To record a yoga class right now, and that should actually be up before this video, so I'll have it linked down below if you're interested in practicing. But I have not done one of these in a minute. I've not filmed a yoga video in a long time, so I'm really excited to be doing it. It's kind of cold this morning, but I'm hoping that the practice will warm my body up. But the sun is out, so it's feeling a little warmer. I got my setup over here and my mat. That journal has the sequence that I created in it, and then I have my old phone to time myself and some water. So yeah, that's the behind the scenes. Okay, so I sat down to record the voiceover for this yoga class that I just filmed this morning, but my adapter that connects my microphone to my computer isn't working. Like, I don't think it's a problem with my computer because I just put my charger in here and that worked. But when I put this in there, it's not lighting up, and then when I connect my mic isn't connecting or working. So yeah, I guess I have to buy a new adapter, which is fine, but these are the things that happen sometimes when you make content. Technical difficulties, tech issues, all those things. I guess I'm just not supposed to record this today, and I have to accept that. So ever since I came back from India, I have noticed myself occasionally getting caught up in the rat race of life, especially coming back here, coming back to the West, to LA. The integration process of all of that has been interesting. I've never experienced anything like this in my life before. If you don't know, I did a yoga teacher training in India in July. I have videos on it if you want to see. It was definitely a beautiful and transformational experience, but I found myself coming back and missing being away and kind of wanting to escape. But then I realized how unhealthy that can be, because I am relying on an external place, an external state of being to dictate how I feel internally. You can think that leaving your current place, leaving a certain situation is going to make you so much happier. And it might, you know, for a little bit, but if you want true sustained happiness and peace, that only comes from within. So as much as I want to escape, that's not gonna bring me true happiness. And I am here right now, and I kind of have to accept that. And so I've been just like learning that, like accepting where I am right now, being proud of how far I've come. And I do want to say in some cases, it is good to leave a situation that is really unhealthy if you are able to, right? Because your environment does affect you. But if there's not much that you can really change about where you are, acceptance is what's going to bring you peace. When I came back, I also have found myself focusing too far ahead on my path. Like, I feel like I'm thinking too much about what's next, and I think it's good to have a vision, and I do have a vision, but sometimes looking so far ahead takes us away from here and now, and I'm trying to remind myself of that and not get so caught up in my head and in my mind, and to remember those ways that I felt while I was away and bring them here, because this is what really needs it. Like, this is the real test. When you come back, that's the real test. How you interact with your old environment in a new way is the real test. So I've been just experiencing that recently and learning a lot of lessons around that, a lot of lessons around acceptance and trusting in my path and not trying to force so many things to happen, and also just being present, not measuring my worth off of how productive I am, because sometimes I can definitely get caught up in that, and finding a balance between taking inspired action towards the next steps on my path and also trusting and releasing all this control. So that's kind of a little brain dump on how life has been internally for me after doing all that traveling. It can be really easy to get caught up. If any of you have gotten caught up recently, don't beat yourself up about it. It's good to recognize when you do and kind of check yourself and be like, okay, I need to return back to myself and to the truths that I know make me feel grounded and secure. So it's good to be aware, but don't beat yourself up about it. It happens. It's interesting, after you have an experience like that, you think, I'm gonna come back and be this whole new person. And in a way, I am a new person, but old habits, old things will test you. Old thought patterns will test you. And that's not really talked about a lot. People just talk about like, oh, I'm this new person, but there's a lot that you go through after an experience that changes your life and changes your perspectives. And there's ups and downs. It's not just one straight line or one straight path. It's a spiral. It's a squiggly line. It's not just this one perfect way. And yeah, that's just what's real. And I want to share that. And I want you guys to know that you're doing great. Remember to be present with where you are. Accept where you are and be okay with it, and be content from within and not seek externally so much. Yeah, that's what's on my mind this morning. Thank you for listening. Feels good to get it out. I myself have really been learning to appreciate exactly where I am, my surroundings, and my life exactly how it is right now. I could go on and on about how I wish I was somewhere else, or the things that I find difficult about my environment and the rat race of being here, being in LA, or how I wish I was at a different point in my life, but what does that really do in the end? It can be good to acknowledge some things that you may want to change about your situation, or things you may not care for, but it's also good to recognize how blessed you actually are in this phase of your life. Because when you're able to find the beauty and the small blessings in exactly where you are and feel abundant in it, you're able to call more of that into your life. And the real secret is that none of this external stuff even really determines that. True abundance and gratitude comes from within. If you feel blessed and tap into that, then you are blessed. And it's all really just a perspective shift. Focusing too much on what's not working is sometimes the thing that keeps us stuck. And none of us deserve to waste any more energy on a disempowering perspective. Reminding myself of these things always helps pull me out of a disempowering space or a slump, and allows me to see the subtle magic that does exist around me that can sometimes be missed when I'm constantly seeking something else. If you're here right now, that means that you've watched this video the whole way through, and for that, I thank you. Thank you for being here, for listening, and stepping into a little pocket of my world. I'll be signing off here and sending you love as always, and I'll see you soon in another video. So I'm just sitting here enjoying the scenery, and there's this guy that's kind of further away from me at a different table, and he's playing like trap music and dancing. He was just playing like Nasty by Tinashe, and I don't want to record him and put him on blast, so I'm not going to show you, but just know it's really funny. This is your reminder to not take life too seriously and just dance. It's all a play anyways. Have fun.